The Silver Eagle. A cry of the wild. A trail of danger. A scarlet rider of the Northwest Mounted serving justice with the swiftness of an arrow. The Silver Eagle. The untamed North. Frontier of adventure and peril. The lone, mysterious North, where one man, dedicated to the motto of the Canadian Northwest Mounted Police, faces danger and death to bring in the lawless and maintain the right. The most famous Monty of them all, the Silver Eagle. And now our Silver Eagle adventure, Decoy for Death. John Turkey was a town banker in a small community in western Canada. To his employees at the bank, he was a strict master whose word was absolute law. But at home, the real head of the house was his sharp-tongued wife, Abigail. One evening, as he returned home from the bank.
That you, John?
Yes, my dear. Is dinner ready?
It soon will be. Just sit down and wait.
Yes, my dear.
Anything important happened today?
No. No. Bank running smoothly, as usual. There's a Mountie in town passing through on patrol, one they call the Silver Eagle.
Sergeant West?
That's right. He's traveling with that big French-Canadian friend of his, Joe Bedot.
I hope you told him about Sam Bogart.
Why, no, I didn't think to mention that.
You didn't mention it? Even though he may have killed that woman?
No, Abigail, we don't know that anything's wrong.
No, and we never will unless the police do something. Where is he? The sergeant, I mean.
Well, last I saw, he and his friend were having supper in the Maple Leaf Cafe.
Then you march right back downtown and tell him the whole business.
No, Abigail, there's no call for us poking our nose into something that don't concern us.
If murder doesn't concern us, I'd like to know what does. We could all be murdered in our beds and you wouldn't do a thing about it.
Well, how could I if I were murdered?
John Turkey, the truth is you haven't got enough backbone. Well, if you won't do anything, I will. I'm going to the Maple Leaf Cafe and talk to the sergeant right now.
Because that'd be a pretty good dealer. Those last two steaks just hit the spot. I'd sure like to eat.
You've got an appetite like a hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus?
A hippopotamus. He has a jaw that long.
Son of a gumdrop. How he get his shirt off?
Sergeant West!
Here come Banker's wife. She got jaw like hippo, what you call it.
I was hoping I'd find you here.
Good evening, Mrs. Turkey.
You may not think so when you hear what I have to tell you.
By the way, this is my friend, Joe Bedot.
Bonsoir, madame.
We've met before. He sat on my hat at the church benefit.
Sorry about that.
What's wrong, Mrs. Turkey?
That's what I'm counting on you to find out.
I don't understand you.
Do you know Sam Bogart?
Yes, at least I know who he is. He has a little sheep ranch near town, doesn't he?
That's right. I have a suspicion that he's guilty of murder.
Murder? You'd better explain that.
Well, about 2 months ago, he brought a woman out to his ranch.
Who was she?
Well, he claimed she was his sister. Said she came out from the east to stay with him. That may or may not have been the truth, but anyhow, that woman has disappeared.
How do you know?
Because I haven't seen hide or hair ever since, that's why.
Perhaps she doesn't care to come into town.
I've gone out there 3 times to pay her a sociable visit. Every time, Sam Bogart turned me away. Said she wasn't feeling well. Wouldn't even let me in the house.
I see.
And there's something else. Now, Sam Bogart doesn't make $500 in a whole year. But right after she came, my husband told me that Sam deposited $5,000 in the bank.
Son of a gun, that'd be a lot of money.
You bet it's a lot of money. If you ask me, he got it from that poor woman. She was probably one of them mail-order brides you read about. He lured her out here just to get his hands on that money, and then he killed her.
That's a mighty serious charge, Mrs. Berkey.
Your duty is plain, Sergeant.
What are we going to do, mon ami?
I guess we better ride out there and investigate.
My little one. You suppose something really do happen to woman, mon ami?
No telling. We'll see what Bogart has to say.
Yes? Oh, excuse me.
Evening, Sam.
Bonsoir, my friend.
There you go.
May we step inside?
Sure. Come in. What can I do for you?
I understand your sister's staying here with you.
Why, yeah. That is, she was there.
Where is she now?
She left just a few days ago. Went back east.
Oh? Where'd she go?
Toronto.
Can you give me her address there?
Her address? Oh, say, now, look, Sergeant, what's this all about? Why all the questions?
Your sister wasn't seen after she came here, Sam. Frankly, that aroused suspicion. I just want to make sure nothing happened to her.
Oh, that's it. I suppose that old windbag Abigail Perky put you up to this.
You still haven't answered my question.
Well, what do you want to know?
Her address in Toronto.
I don't know her address.
Okay, blood, she be your own sister, my friend.
She don't have a home of her own. She boards in a hotel.
Don't you know which one?
No, I don't.
Do you mind if I search your house?
You're doggone right I mind.
Why, if you got nothing to hide?
Because I don't like the idea, that's why. I'm not going to let a red coat poke around my house just to satisfy some nosy old woman.
I can understand how you feel, but don't you realize you're only making things look more suspicious? Why not submit?
Have you got a search warrant?
I can get one.
Well, you haven't got one yet. So you better clear out.
Oh, no, blood, you talk kind of tough, my friend. Maybe Joe...
Never mind, Joe. He's within his rights. Come along.
Oui, mon ami.
Man's home is his castle, Sergeant. Just remember that.
Some castle. What do we do now, Chief?
Only one thing I can do. Go to the Justice of the Peace and get a search warrant. You stay here and keep a watch on the house. Ride with me as far as that line of trees and wait there.
What if he try leave before you come back?
If he does, we'll know something's wrong. Don't try to stop him, but follow him.
Okay, donkey.
Let's mount. Steady, Battle. Sam Bogart had pulled aside one of the window shades slightly and was staring out into the moonlit darkness. He stood there for a few moments, watching as the Mountie and the big French Canuck rode up. Then he turned and went to a back room of the house.
Well, we're in trouble, Decoy.
What do you mean? Who was it?
A Mountie.
A Mountie?
Yeah, the one they call the Silver Eagle.
That is bad. What do they want?
The banker's wife, that old busybody I told you about, must have gone to him and told him my sister disappeared, so now he comes around looking for her.
Oh, what did you tell him?
What could I tell him? I said she'd left, went back east. Now he's gone for a search warrant.
But if he searches here...
Yeah, if he finds out the truth, you know what that'll mean. Once that man gets on a trail, he never quits, not till you're swinging at the end of a rope.
You're in this deep, Bogart. You're an accessory to murder.
Never mind all that. I know what I'm up against. What we gotta do is start thinking fast.
Joe Badeau was waiting in the grove of trees when a Silver Eagle returned with a search warrant.
Oh, so, Battle. You'll get the search warrant, mon ami?
Yes, right here in my pocket. Signed by the Justice of the Peace.
I think you're not going to need that after all.
Why?
Our friend, Monsieur Bogart, he copped the tree. I mean, he fleed the coop.
When?
Well, just a little while after you leave. He go out back way to the stable and hitch up buckboard. And that don't be all.
What do you mean?
Before he drive away, he go back in the ranch house. And when he come out, he carry big, long bundle.
A big, long bundle? You mean...
Hey, just about big enough for a human body.
Which way did he go?
He take trail away from town, head south.
Let's go after him. Come on, Battle.
Up, my little one.
Instead of following the trail, the Mountie and Joe took a shortcut through the hills, hoping to overtake the fugitive. As they urged their horses down a steep grade, they could make out a buckboard and team rattling along the trail below.
There he goes, mon ami. I'll fire a shot so he'll know we want him to stop.
The driver of the buckboard didn't stop, but the Mountie and Joe soon overtook him.
Stop your team, Bogart.
Is that you, Sergeant?
Didn't you hear my signal?
I heard the shots, if that's what you mean. Well, I thought I was being attacked by road agents.
Mind telling me where you're going?
I figured I'd take a trip down to Medicine.
These be crazy time of night to take treat, my friend.
What are you carrying in your wagon?
A bedroll and some clothes.
I'll see for myself.
Now, hold on, Sergeant. You got no right to go poking in my personal belongings.
I have a search warrant this time, Bogart. That'll cover a search of your wagon as well as your ranch house. Keep them covered, Joe.
Oui, mon ami.
I'll see what's wrapped up in this long bundle. Back to our thrilling Silver Eagle adventure in just a few seconds. Now back to the Silver Eagle, Sergeant Jim West of the Mounties, and his stirring adventure, Decoy for Death. While Joe kept an eye on Sam Bogart, the Silver Eagle climbed into the back of the wagon and proceeded to untie the long, sinister-looking bundle which Sam had been carrying. But as he struck a match and examined the contents, he was amazed to find, well, how the...
What you find, mon ami?
Just a rolled-up straw mattress, a blanket, and some clothing.
Son of a gun.
I suppose you were counting on finding a dead body.
What we do now, Chief?
Wait till I climb down from the wagon.
Well, are you satisfied, Mountie?
No, I'm not. We'll go back and search your house.
You searched out in the stable, and he's been poking around the house for the last half hour.
Well, did you find a coat?
No, but I did find these.
A woman's clothes.
Yes, a dress, a coat, a hat, and a veil.
Where do you find those, Gene?
It was stuffed in one of the dresser drawers.
How you explain that, my friend?
Why, I reckon my sister must have left them here. By mistake, I suppose.
That's no crime.
Where did you say she lives?
In Toronto.
Yeah, where did you come from? I mean, before you moved out west to Alberta?
Me? I was living in Montreal.
Montreal, eh?
That's right. Well, am I free to go now?
No, not yet. I'll have to ask you to stay here at your ranch till we find out definitely what happened to your sister. Come along, Joe.
Wait, mon ami. What you think, mon ami?
I don't know, but I'm fairly sure of one thing.
What's that?
I think Bogart tricked us. He must have known we'd keep a watch on him. When he left here with that bundle, he was doing it for our benefit. He wanted us to chase after him before we had a chance to search the house.
What would that do him? We'll come back and search anyhow. Dead body cannot walk away.
No, but a live person could.
What do you mean by that?
No use going into it now. So far, it's just a hunch. Before I do anything, I want to talk to Mrs. Quirky again. In the meantime, I wish you'd stay here.
Oh, but the Silver Eagle.
Evening, Mr. Quirky. I'd like to speak to your wife if she's home.
Oh, why, certainly, Sergeant West. Come in.
Thanks.
Oh, Abigail.
Yes, who is it? Oh, it's you, Sergeant. Tell me, what did you find out? Were my suspicions correct?
I don't know. His sister is not at the ranch. He claims she went back east to Toronto.
You mark my words, Sergeant. That man is lying.
Now, Abigail.
I think you're right, Mrs. Quirky.
You hear that, John?
Yes, my dear.
I'd like to have a little more information.
You just ask me anything you want to know.
How did you first learn about this woman?
I saw him driving away from the railway station. He was sitting up beside Sam Bogart on the seat of the buckboard.
Did you get a look at her face?
No, I didn't. She was wearing a veil. The sides was rather dark out. You see, it was evening. She must have come in on the 7:15 for Medicine Hat.
Did you speak to Sam or the lady?
No, I didn't get the chance. But I saw him the next day at the general store. That's when he told me she was his sister.
Can you describe her at all? I mean, was she large or small?
Well, now, stop to think of it. She was, rather a large woman. Seemed a bit taller than him.
One thing more. You told me this woman arrived about 2 months ago. Can you remember the exact date?
Oh, land sakes, that's rather difficult now. Let me think. I remember it was the day after Mrs. Jessup sent John for my help. Poor child. And, that was, yes. That's right. It must have been April 24th.
The 24th, and it does tie in. I have something here in my pocket. Have you ever seen this before?
Oh, that's a reward notice. Read it, John.
Frank the boy wanted for murder in Montreal. Say now, I've seen this notice before. There's one stuck up in the post office.
That's right. The mounted police have been looking for him for the past 2 months.
What does this have to do with Sam Bogart's sister?
Well, it may seem far-fetched, but I think this man may have been masquerading as Bogart's sister.
What's that?
I think he's been using Bogart's ranch as a hideout.
That's fantastic. I tell you, she was one of them mail-order girls. Shut up!
Abigail.
You'll notice it says that he was last seen in Winnipeg on April 22nd, and he was believed to be heading west. His height is given as 6 foot, which means he's about 2 inches taller than Bogart.
Oh, by heavens, you may have something there, Sergeant.
That's another point. He killed a bank messenger, and the loot amounted to a little more than $5,000.
$5,000? Well, say, that's how much Bogart put in the bank the day after the woman showed up.
Your wife has already told me. He probably had to pay over the loot to Bogart in exchange for a safe hideout.
What do you intend to do now?
Well, first I'm going down to the railway station and have the telegraph operator get in touch with Montreal to learn if Sam Bogart told us the truth. Is that for me, Scotty?
Hey, just what you been waiting for. We'll relieve it through some medicine hat. Reached in a copy of food. Bogart, robbery, 792. There you are, Sergeant.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Scotty. Steady, Battle. All right, let's go on.
Now, Abigail, there's no sense waiting up. If the sergeant finds out anything, he'll let you know in the morning.
I intend to sit up all night if necessary and fight him out. There he is now.
I'll go see.
Reach, mister.
Oh, a gun.
Yeah, and it's got a touchy trigger, so step inside and don't argue.
John, who is this man and why is
Shut up, you old hen.
I that man on the reward notice?
The boy, Frank, the boy.
You know me. In that case, you know I've already killed one person and 2 more won't make no difference.
Oh, what do you want?
I want money. Money for a getaway down to the States. And I want safe transportation away from this neck of the woods. lousy old windbag of a wife. Mr. Varney, what take you so long?
I was waiting for a reply to a telegraph message. Anything happened?
The man over me showed me right here, and this time he don't brag away.
And let's talk to him again. This time I think we may find out the truth. Hello, Bogart.
You back again?
Yes, we're coming inside. I have a few more questions to ask you.
Well, what is this time?
Have you ever been in trouble with the law?
Me? The law? Of course not.
You're lying, Bogart. You served 5 years in Quebec for armed robbery.
Oh, you found out about that.
Yes, I wired the police in Montreal.
All right, so I've got a record. What about it?
Ever hear of a man named Frank Decoy?
Frank Decoy? No, at least I don't recall that name.
You should. His picture's been plastered all over Western Canada for the past 2 months. He was in prison the same time you were, also in Quebec. Did you know him? I tell the truth, Bogart.
He was my cellmate.
I see. You want to go on and tell me the rest of the story, or shall I tell you?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yes, you do. That woman who came to your ranch was actually Frank Decoy.
Woman named Frank? Sacre bleu.
You brought him here in disguise and hid him out for $5,000.
No.
Where did he go when he left you?
I tell you, I don't know nothing about
I'm warning you, Bogart. You're already an accessory after the fact. If Decoy kills again, I'll see that you pay the full penalty of the law.
All right. I'll talk. He was here. He got away while you and Joe were trailing me.
Where'd he go?
He asked me where the banker lived. He said he was sorry for the old lady for sending you out here. I told him to forget her and clear out.
Come on, Joe. We better make sure she's all right. When the Molly and Joe arrived at the banker's house, all was dark and silent.
The bleu, they must be dead.
I wonder.
You want your busted open?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, stay there until I light the lamp, then we'll take a look around. Meanwhile, a buggy drawn by 2 horses was just pulling up at the rear of the bank.
Oh, Duke. All right, climb up, mister. You too, cone face.
How dare you talk to me that way?
Go on, get moving. Well, don't stand there. Open the door.
I have to find the key first. There it is.
Go inside and light the lamp. Remember, I'm holding this gun on your wife, so don't try no funny stuff.
Very well.
You'll pay for this if I have.
Shut up.
All right.
Inside, coon face.
Oh, you.
Now get busy and work the top.
And there's your money. Now what?
Who runs the bank when you're not here?
Chief Teller, Donald McClure.
All right. There's pen and ink and paper. Sit down and write him a note. I'll tell you what to write. My wife and I have gone to Medicine Hat.
Right.
We'll be back in 3 or 4 days.
Where is he? There's someone at the front door.
I hear it.
They must have seen the light. I'll have to answer it.
Go ahead. Tell them you're working late. And don't let on I'm here or your wife gets a bullet.
For heaven's sake, John, don't get in the way. You don't want him to kill me, do you?
No, my dear.
But he intended to do with us after you leave here. Are you crazy?
Shut up. Let's hear what's going on out front.
What is that?
An arrow with an eagle feather attached to it.
An eagle feather?
That means the silver eagle. He's out there at the back window. There's no monsieur. Show me at window. And I'm right here, the boy. Drop your car. Hey, where did you?
Oh,
I warned you to drop your gun. Now stand where you are. Don't try any more false moves.
Abigail, are you all right?
am I all right? Of course I'm all right. Oh.
Well, I'll be.
What happened?
Mrs. Purdy fainted. I'll try to bring her to.
No, please. Not for a day or two. It's so peaceful.
Today's story of the Great Northwest was written by James Lawrence. Jim Amici stars in the part of Jim West. Joe Badeau is played by Jacques Cousteau. The Silver Eagle is a copyrighted transcribed feature of Jewel Radio and Television Productions. This is Bill O'Connor.
This program came to you from Chicago. This is ABC, Radio Network.